Culcheth, a small, close-knit village in Warrington, Cheshire, was the epitome of quiet English life. With its picturesque countryside, narrow lanes, and a sense of community that made everyone feel they belonged, it was the kind of place where everyone knew each other's business. Among the many families that called Culcheth home, one stood out for their vibrant and compassionate nature: the Ghey family. At the heart of this family was 16-year-old Brianna Ghey, a bright, kind-hearted, and spirited young girl whose presence could light up any room. Brianna was loved by her friends and adored by her family. She had a passion for fashion, an infectious laugh, and a sense of empathy that made her a confidant to many of her peers. But behind her warm smile and jovial personality lay struggles that few could fully comprehend. Brianna was not like most girls in Culcheth. She was a transgender girl, having made the brave decision to live as her true self at a young age. In a world that often struggles to accept what it doesn't understand, Brianna's journey was fraught with challenges, yet her determination to be authentic in a society that wasn't always kind to those who were different was a testament to her strength. Transitioning in a small village like Culcheth wasn't easy. The stares, whispers, and occasional hurtful comments were daily battles she had to fight. But Brianna's resolve never wavered. She embraced her identity with grace, supported by her loving family and a few close friends who saw her for who she truly was, an extraordinary human being. Despite the difficulties, Brianna was full of life and dreams. She had aspirations of becoming a social media influencer, using her platform to advocate for transgender rights and share her story with the world. Her TikTok videos, where she showcased her sense of style and humor, gained her a modest following, giving her a sense of belonging in the broader LGBT+ community. As Brianna entered her teenage years, the pressures of being a transgender girl in a conservative environment began to take their toll. School, which should have been a safe haven, often became a place of torment. She faced bullying, both subtle and overt, from classmates who couldn't or wouldn't understand her. The school authorities, though aware of her struggles, were often ill-equipped to provide the support she needed. Her mother, Esther, a pillar of strength, fought tirelessly to protect her daughter. She engaged with the school, sought counseling for Brianna, and did everything in her power to make life a little easier for her beloved child. But the world outside their home was a different story. The microaggressions, the slurs, and the relentless pressure of trying to fit into a society that saw her as an anomaly were a heavy burden for Brianna to bear. Brianna's TikTok videos, while a source of joy, also attracted negative attention. Online trolls, emboldened by anonymity, would leave hateful comments, questioning her identity and mocking her transition. These virtual attacks cut deep, amplifying the pain she already felt. Yet Brianna refused to give up. She continued to post, to advocate, and to live her life as authentically as she could. February 11th, 2023 was a day like any other in Culcheth. The winter chill hung in the air, and the village was enveloped in a quiet stillness. Brianna had plans to meet with friends at the local park, a place where she often found solace amidst nature. She left her house with a smile, telling her mother she wouldn't be long. Little did anyone know that this would be the last time they would see her alive. As dusk fell, the park, usually bustling with activity, grew eerily silent. It was there, amidst the barren trees and cold earth, that Brianna's life was tragically cut short. She was found with multiple stab wounds, her lifeless body a stark contrast to the vibrant spirit she once was. The news of Brianna's death spread like wildfire through the village, leaving everyone in shock and disbelief. How could something so horrific happen in a place like Culcheth? The community, once a picture of tranquility, was now a scene of chaos and grief. Brianna's death sent shockwaves far beyond the borders of Culcheth. The nation mourned the loss of a young life, taken too soon and in such a brutal manner. For the LGBTQ+ community, it was a stark reminder of the dangers that transgender individuals face daily. Vigils were held across the country, with thousands coming together to honor Brianna's memory and demand justice. The investigation into Brianna's murder was swift. 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl, both age 15, were arrested and charged with her murder. The details that emerged were chilling. It was not a random act of violence. It was premeditated, an attack motivated by hate and ignorance. The court proceedings that followed were a harrowing ordeal for Brianna's family. They had to relive the horror of that fateful day, listening to the cold, calculated actions of the perpetrators. The defense tried to paint the attackers as misguided youths, but the evidence was damning. They had targeted Brianna because of who she was, a transgender girl. It was a hate crime, pure and simple. For Esther Ghey, the loss of her daughter was an unimaginable pain. She had done everything in her power to protect Brianna, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Her grief was palpable, her cries of anguish echoing the collective heartbreak of a community that had lost one of its brightest lights. In the days following Brianna's death, Esther found herself inundated with messages of support from people all over the world. But no words could ease the emptiness she felt. Her daughter, her beautiful, brave, and resilient daughter, was gone, and nothing could bring her back. But amidst the sorrow, there was also a resolve. Esther vowed to continue the fight that Brianna had started. She became an advocate for transgender rights, speaking out against the discrimination and violence that her daughter had faced. Through her pain, she found a purpose, ensuring that no other mother would have to endure the heartache she had. Brianna's death was not in vain. Her story became a catalyst for change, sparking conversations about the treatment of transgender individuals in the UK and beyond. Schools began to implement more comprehensive anti-bullying programs, specifically addressing issues of gender identity. The government, under pressure from LGBTQ+ advocacy groups, pledged to review and strengthen hate crime legislation. Brianna's TikTok account, once a space where she shared her life with the world, became a memorial. Her followers, now in the tens of thousands, left messages of love, support, and sorrow. They vowed to keep her memory alive by continuing the work she had started, advocating for acceptance, understanding, and equality. In Colchester, a memorial was erected in the park where Brianna had lost her life. It became a place of reflection where people could come to remember the young girl who had touched so many lives. Every year on the anniversary of her death, the community gathers there, not just to mourn, but to celebrate Brianna's life and the impact she had on the world. The tragic case of Brianna Ghey is a story of loss, but it is also a story of resilience, love, and the enduring human spirit. Brianna's life, though cut short, left an indelible mark on those who knew her and even on those who didn't. Her story reminds us of the importance of acceptance, the need for compassion, and the power of standing up for what is right. In the end, Brianna Ghey's legacy is one of hope. Hope that one day the world will be a place where everyone, regardless of their gender identity, can live without fear of discrimination or violence. Hope that her story will inspire others to be brave, to be kind, and to fight for a world where love triumphs over hate. And as long as her memory lives on, Brianna's light will continue to shine, guiding us toward a future where everyone can be free to live as their true selves.